Hey guys, how are you? I'm getting a prompt to just quickly talk about this shift and spiritual war. Again, prefacing all of this saying everything is helpful, we aren't to judge. The external is the internal projected outward. Everything external is a projected hologram reflecting metaphors of what we're choosing to cling to within. So, with that being said, what is this big shift and when is it supposed to be happening? And it already happened. There's only now. We do not in any way need to limit ourselves to date and times. If you are seeing people, mediums, talking about how there's a big shift that's happened and they're in New Earth now and they've done it, and have you done it yet, and or anything like that, and you're sitting there going, okay, well, I haven't noticed a shift and I'm not seeing or feeling anything different, and what's going on? You're good. You're good. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Keep doing your mental cleanup while fully embracing and feeling where you're at, while also focusing on truth and surrendering, being in gratitude, following your highest joy each now, even if it's just a little blip, you know, all that stuff. That is what allows this shift. It has nothing to do with portals. It has nothing to do with dates and times. It has nothing to do with having to cleanse your aura. It has nothing to do with none of that. None of that. You can let that go. You don't need to sit and worry that you're fucking up or missing something, or you're not doing something right, or this date came and went and I wasn't feeling and seeing these things, and that's okay. Because the external has zero power or meaning until you give it as such. And that includes date and times and numbers. Even this whole thing with numbers, I still cling to, the numbers that I still cling to with certain meanings are threes and repetitive ones. Other than that, I've let the whole number thing go, because it's we, even with numbers, we give that power and meaning. We're beyond numbers. So even this whole 369 and sacred geometry, is that stuff all helpful and stepping stools, and there's keys to help us help us remember? Yes, but those are, again, things that we designed before we even started playing this. And again, what's before and after, because it's all now, but just give me some grace with the semantics, because again, language and whatnot, but that's just it. It's, hang on, I just had my own a whole bunch of resistance kick in with that. It's beyond dates, times, numbers, labels, definitions, words, all of it. It's way beyond all of that. We've made that stuff up. So no, there is no shift that anyone missed or other people jumped into. Any shift that you hear that someone has gone through, that's a reflection of something that you're allowing within yourself. So if you're seeing someone talking about they went through this shift and they've made it to this certain space, awesome, good for them. And guess what? That's a reflection for you, telling you where you're at and what you're allowing. What's within yourself that you're allowing to shine through, and you're allowing that to reflect through that other. So again, our true limitlessness, I'm having trouble saying that word lately, lies within what we truly are. And what we truly are is beyond dates and times. And we don't have to play with that illusion. We never did, and we're remembering now that's what the case is. So in alignment with what goes in, well, not in alignment, but what can go along those lines with this, that I see people talk about, they'll talk about the shift and then they get talking about spiritual war and how evil is being exposed and being taken down now, and the light warriors are here to fight for the earth and fight for humanity, and that is all massive ego lie bullshit. And again, it's not a judgment. It's just, that's just what it is. It's ego lie bullshit. It's playful. It's allowed us to play with the illusion of separation. It's done its job as the tool we made it up to do. It's done its job perfectly. And we honor it and thank it for that. However, is it real and true? Absolutely not. There is no spiritual war outside of yourself. There is no spiritual war of evil versus good. Absolutely not. And you do end up really remembering why it's really, really, really important to not be clinging on to this shit like it's truth. Because we really do navigate what we cling to within. We project that out, and that's what we navigate through. This is why people experience things like demons, because they believe in demons. So they project that belief out, and then the energy that they are one with. So it's literally themselves playing this role of a demon in front of them. And then people go, well, demons are real. I got attacked by a demon. You didn't get attacked by a demon. That you were attacking yourself with your own metaphors of illusion, ego, shadow, your own false evidence appearing real that you made up and you projected out, and it reflected back at you in that form. That's all. And that goes for everything and everyone. Everything and everyone is roles that is actually you playing these roles, because you're one with this. It's you. And you're playing out roles that you're choosing to believe in. The only spiritual war is the one within oneself. It's that of where one is choosing to cling to ego, illusion, shadow, false evidence appearing real, which are tools, illusion tools that oneself designed, makes up, all of that. Not creates, is creation is love. Make believe is pretend. Illusion. Versus accepting and taking responsibility over the fact that this is a dream oneself is making up, and then doing the work, the mental cleanup, in order to allow what is real to take over, to allow truth, love, spirit, God, source, and have that shine through within. And then again, you project that out and have it reflect back at you. It's all about perception change. That is the shift. The shift is your own perception change. It doesn't have to do with portals and Earth going from one thing to another, and we're jumping dimensions, and there is only one real dimension. It's where we always are, home, God, love, source. It's beyond those words, but those words are appropriate. And our true limitlessness, as I said earlier, lies within what we truly are, which means oneness, unity, love, peace, joy, happiness, laughter. Everything is equal. Everything is shared. We are one. There's not archangels and angels and spirit guides and star seeds and light workers, and these are evil and these are not, and some are soulless and some are not, and some are spiritual and some are not, and here are bad galactics and here are good galactics. Ego lie bullshit games. Even with this whole thing, I utilize the labels of archangel right now, but that's for various reasons, which I won't snowball because that's not the point of this video right now. When I use those labels, though, I do it with knowing that we are one with all. When I'm channeling Eric, who is also Archangel Uriel, but what is the difference between Archangel Uriel and Archangel Raphael, which is also Robin Williams? There is no difference. They're literally one and the same, and they can do the exact same thing. I can do the exact same thing they can do. They are me. I am them. We are God's source. We are not separate souls. And I always have that knowing, and I always acknowledge that within myself. Even if I'm not saying it out loud, I'm always holding on to that within myself when I'm doing these videos, when I'm making my posts, when I'm working with spirit and myself and just in my own space on my own without my camera on. It's really, really, really important that we start letting go of this whole thing of there is evil and it's a spiritual war and we're here to, fight off the evil and save humanity and we're trapped in a matrix. I don't know how to properly express it enough, how much it is so important, how crucial it is to let that go. Because I cannot express enough how much you are literally navigating through your own made-up nightmare because you believe in that stuff. I still am as well. I have work to do. I still go into, but again, this is what the spiritual war is, because inside myself, I have the knowing of what truth is. The base remembering knowing, everything is love, everything's God, source, it's a dream I'm making up. Evil's not real, it's just the veil of illusion I'm choosing to blanket over top of truth. The external is the internal projected outward. Space and time are not real. Time's not linear or even real. I'm not my body, I'm not this character. I know all this stuff. I have these base knowings. I remember these things. With that being said, I still cling to I'm completely unworthy for various reasons. I can never bounce back from the shit that I've done in my past. The spiritual community, for the most part, can't stand me, and I don't know how that will ever switch. I still cling to, how am I ever going to get out of this apartment, because I'll never be able to afford anything. But I know the truth of all this stuff. My financial situation has actually changed, and especially in the past year or so, and I've worked really hard on doing my mental cleanup on that. I'm out of debt from the bank. For the first time in my life ever, I've got a small chunk of money saved. I still am in the illusion of struggling for financial abundance, but that is changing. And I'm even in a space where more and more things are brought to me without my even trying, needing to say anything or even spend money. I do know that where people are judging me and I feel like I'm being rejected from the spiritual community or just from anybody is a reflection of my own resistance to truth, and where I'm choosing to see myself as unworthy and unlovable, and where I see myself as, judging myself for asking for help with words, like that I don't deserve to be accepted. These are things that I'm clinging to within inside myself, even though I have these knowings. I mean, I'm not going to lie. The past few days, I've been laying in bed here doing nothing but crying and sleeping. That is what the spiritual war is. It's that right there. It's having these knowings, but then still clinging to these ego lies that I'm making up, even though I know they're not true. They look and feel real still right now, but they're not. And that's just it, though. Through doing this mental cleanup, I'm also in a space where, as much as I'm still having these waves, I am also having these not good feelings literally being sucked out of me before I can even register I'm feeling them. I go to start crying and I can't, because it's just not there. It's gone. I've even started a few times in the past couple months where the ability to think negative is just not there. I can't think negative. I still fall into these waves, but this stuff has come online, particularly the not good feelings and the ability to cry being sucked out of me. That happens now on a daily basis. I have moments where it lasts for days, but I'm still working on stuff, so I'm still clinging onto shit that I need to melt away. So because of that, I do have days and moments where I am in these waves. However, each day there is at least one break with these waves where I am feeling calm and at peace, and these not good feelings are being sucked out of me. The shift is what's in here. It's the perception change. And then it eventually reflects in the external. And then we also need to let go of how the external is going to look. As in, we may have a space where we watch illusion playing out around us, but it doesn't affect you at all. And you can feel you're in like this bubble, and you can see that it's not real, and it's not touching you, and it's not affecting you in any way. And you're in a place of compassionate neutrality because you can see and feel it's not real. Now, this isn't to say when we're in illusion, if we see someone that needs help and if we get the call to action, just ignore it and we don't have to do any work. Like, no, like if you choose not to help, that's okay. Again, there is no wrong. However, with me, I still like to help where I can. It's just really important to remember what the truth actually is and do the work on ourselves. I no longer will look at someone. Hang on. I will no longer look at someone as weak and a victim. So, for example, this was a year or two ago. I think I've talked about this in another video, but I came across a homeless gentleman, and it was pouring rain out. I had just gone to the bank, and we'd stopped at the pharmacy just down the street. And as it came out of the pharmacy, this older gentleman, and it was pouring rain. He was soaked, and all his stuff was in bags. And he asked if I had any change, and I think he said he was trying to get somewhere, so I don't know, I can't remember, but I just happened to have a bunch of change on me that I know I didn't really need and I wasn't really going to use anytime soon. And I was like, yeah, you know what, here, like I absolutely I have none, so here, go ahead. And he thanked me. He was so gracious. In that moment, now, my heart did break for him, and it made me feel sad. And I'm feeling a little choked up right now when I think about it. However, like, I'll embrace how I'm feeling about it, and I'll do my mental cleanup on it. At the same time, I'm not going to sit here and look at him as sad and victim and weak. In fact, what I do now is I thank him for playing the role that he did, because he allowed me to be what I truly am within the illusion of opposition, which is loving, kind, caring. giving, generous. He gifted me that. He played a role for me to be what I truly am within the illusion of opposition. And that's a beautiful gift. So instead of going, oh, poor him, I feel sad for him, I go, thank you. Thank you for playing the role that you did. And I honor you and I see you. Namaste. You know? And I know I'm laughing a little bit with the namaste, but really when you look at what namaste is, like, absolutely namaste. I see you and I recognize you and thank you and I honor you. So it's not a matter of, just not caring and being apathetic. No, it's what we truly are. We're not purposely shit disturbers. It's compassionate neutrality, and it is caring, it is loving, it is kindness. It's being what we truly are. So it's not a matter of just not giving a fuck and being apathetic and just walking all over people because you can be whoever you want to be and you don't care because it's only you. No, that's not the point. We're not to judge it. If someone's acting that way, it's playful. We're not to judge it. With that being said, we remember now. We're remembering more and more, and we're not playing that way anymore. So if you feel like you've been seeing and hearing people talking about there's this shift that's taken place and this portal's just happened and it's, you might have been in this space, but now it's all this, or, you should be feeling this because of this date and time, let it go. If you're not feeling all that, that's fine. Because it's just an ego lie gameplay. There's only now. And the shift has nothing to do with what's going on externally, because the external is a projected hologram. It has zero meaning and power until oneself gives it as such. It has everything to do with what's in here and shifting this. Melting away what you're clinging to within here that isn't real and true, to allow what is real and true to shine through within. We project that out and have it reflect back. Think of yourself as like a movie projector. You're projecting out. You've designed, you're the director, producer, set designer, actors, props, lighting, all of it. And then you're projecting all that out like a film reel, and then you're watching it play out around you. And then, it looks and feels like it's real and solid. But let me tell you, this is not real and it is not solid. I know for a fact this is not solid. And I know for a fact if it's not loving, it's not real. There's only one real reality, one real vibration, one real dimension, and that is that of our true self, God, source, love, however you want to label it. Everything else is an illusion gameplay. There's no higher versus lower self. There's no higher versus lower dimensions. It's all just illusion play that all versions are playing out, yet none of it's actually happening. And it's up to oneself to go within and do the work in order to allow what's real to take over. No one external can do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. However, working on yourself can't do anything but affect everyone, because we are one mind and those others are you. But that's just it. Those others are you. So anything you're looking and seeing as evil, that's you playing pretend with yourself. There's no mysterious big secrets to all of this, you guys. You don't need to pay anyone. You don't need to go anywhere. You don't need to take all these workshops. And it's not slamming all that stuff. If that feels right for you guys to do, absolutely. I'm here to remind you, first of all, I'm here for myself, to remind myself and wake myself up. Within this illusion journey of mine, part of what my journey is to do is speak like this publicly, to give out the reminders that you've had the power within you all along. And this whole, again, it's not a judgment and it's playful and everything is helpful. It's just all these gimmicky things of, just pay for my workshop and I can activate these things for you and I can show you how to fight the evil and I can do. You don't need all that. I am getting a prompt to do programs. With that being said, when I do that though, I'm going to make it very clear that everything that I am doing is stuff that I already share publicly for free. And it's just a matter of really what it really is if you're struggling to kind of just navigate it on your own and you need some support in doing it, I'm here to help you help yourself. I can't do it for you, and I won't try to do it for you. I won't do that. I work on myself. And then I do that knowing that working on myself is helping you. And then I can guide and I can model, but I can't do your mental cleanup for you. Only you can do that. Where I do my mental cleanup, where I do your mental cleanup for you exactly, is where I do my own mental cleanup. So that's where that's where exactly that's where the perception shift comes in. That's where the shift comes in. It's the perception change. And the spiritual war is the fight within oneself while working on the perception change. And well, anytime we're clinging on to ego, illusion, shadow versus allowing what's real and true. But you know what I mean. That's the spiritual war. Hanging on and clinging to what's not real versus taking responsibility and accepting this is a dream and then doing the work in order to allow. Because that's just it too. Even with manifesting, it's never been about, bringing something that isn't already here and it's for you specifically. Well, in the sense of like, this is your dream and it's only you, then yes, you specifically, but it's more so in the sense of, not more so, but what I mean is it's doing the work to melt away your own blocks and resistance to allow what's here for you and always, and it's equal and it's shared. And there is no such thing as counter manifesting, or any kind of new concept that, or what you all of a sudden can start doing is counter. We've been counter manifesting this whole time. What is counter manifesting? It's just blocking and resisting what's already here. What's already here, as in what's truly actually always here. The love, abundance, joy, happiness, bliss, euphoria for all, always, and it's equal. There is no hierarchy. We're literally one, and that's where true limitlessness lies, is within what we truly are. Gotta let all this other stuff go. So, I hope this is helpful. If you've been struggling with this whole thing of other people are talking about how they've shifted and you don't feel like you have and you feel like you're stagnant or even feeling like you're failing. I mean, I was in a space yesterday where I'm like, I failed. I made a post on my Facebook saying I failed. I cling to this stuff too, but I also know what it is. So, as always, these are reminders for myself because I need them. And talking like this helps me to refocus and recenter myself back into truth rather than flying along with all my illusions. Flying along with all my illusions. Fly and center myself within truth instead of being chaotic within my illusions. There we go. I like that better. A word is a word, though, so it doesn't really matter. It's the meaning behind it, the intention behind it. Anyway, so, all right. I hope you guys find this helpful. I know personally, for me, I find this stuff helpful because I do. So I hope you guys do as well. It's as in, I always find it helpful because getting the reminders of what this actually is, particularly when I'm going through it, I really do appreciate it because it helps me to anchor onto, truth. It's like that beacon for me to look toward and guide myself through my shit when I'm clinging onto it. And when I've got someone who is willing to share these reminders with me when I'm going through it, it's in this now, it makes it easier. I'm working on not needing that. And I have my moments where I don't, but I'm still clinging to where I do. So with that, I hope that, there's someone out there that kind of gets the same kind of benefit that I do, that these reminders are helpful to them, particularly if they're going through it. Especially with the topic that I'm talking about right now, with this whole shift and whatnot. If someone's been in a space of just, anxiety or judgment towards themselves or tension in any way about this, that, just that reminder of you're good. You're good. You got this. You can't get it wrong. You're exactly where you're meant to be. And you're golden. You're okay. You didn't miss anything. You can't miss it. No one gets left behind or forgotten. Nobody. And that's just it. That's just it too. Side note as well. There's this whole split thing. It has nothing to do with, some aren't here to shift and some are, and some aren't here to wake up and some are. Absolutely not. No one gets left behind or forgotten, and we've already done it. We're already there. No one gets left behind. We are one, and that can never be broken. So this whole thing about some are and some aren't, and some are spiritual and some are not, bullshit ego lie. That, again, we're not to judge. Everything is helpful, but it's a bullshit ego lie. It's not real and it's not true. And any medium that is claiming that or saying spirit is saying that is channeling and speaking ego, not truth. And I will stand firm in that. It's not a judgment, it's a fact. And it's reflecting where I'm clinging to my own ego lies. And I recognize that, and I'm doing my mental cleanup on it. But it's really, really, really important, crucial to understand what this actually is. No one gets left behind or forgotten. Nobody. Everything and everyone is spiritual, period. And we gotta let that notion go, saying that it's not. So I know I'm sounding angry or looking angry or a little harsh. I'm not. I can get a little passionate with this stuff because I do know how important this is. And I just don't know how to express better. Really, like, it really is. We really navigate through what we're believing in. So if you want to believe that some are getting left behind and some aren't, good luck with your made up nightmare, because I don't envy what that's going to be like. I know what that's going to be like. And I'm refusing to play it that way ever again. You think the world's a nightmare now? Keep clinging to that and let yourself blast up and see what happens. That's all I got to say about that. So seriously, it really is. It's this, again, like I said earlier, one example. This is why people experience demons in front of them and attacking them, because they're believing in shit like that. Everything I experience is loving. And the moment something comes in and I start to feel fear, I do my mental cleanup on it and it switches into loving. Because guess what? I only blanket it with my own shit. It was never fearful in the first place. I chose to make it fearful. And it was up to me to do the work to change it into loving. And that's not even change into loving, because it already is loving, to melt away that blanket that I threw over top of what it was already actually here, which is loving. So, all right, that's enough of that. I didn't want it to hit past 20 minutes, but again, what's time? So this is as long as this is as long as it needs to be. And I'm going to work on accepting that as well. And yeah, like I said, I hope you guys find this helpful. And as always, like I said, this is also reminders for myself. And I needed to make this video. It did give me a boost up, because it is helping me focus in on truth, and I needed to do this. So thank you guys for, giving me this opportunity to share this stuff, because I needed this. So thank you. I love you. And as always, have a wonderful now.